Hi, my name is Denise and welcome to another video in our Teaching Online Rapid Response series. In this video, I'm talking about the importance of making conscious choices when you move from the classroom to an online environment. When we think about what we know about teaching, we know most of what we know by experiencing it. We've spent a lot longer in the classroom than we have at uni learning about teaching. And so we have seen hundreds of different pedagogies in what we've experienced as students, but also what we've experienced in teachers and seen with other teachers. So we kind of have an instinct for what works and what doesn't. But most of that experience is in face-to-face classrooms. So a lot of what we instinctively think is good teaching, we know from face-to-face. And very few of us have spent a lot of time learning online or teaching online, so we just don't have the same depth of experience. So what this means is that when we go into a classroom for the very first time, and we see this with our pre-service teachers, while they're nervous, it's comfortable and it's familiar. The classroom environment feels familiar. So even if you haven't studied a lot about teaching, you know instinctively a little bit about what a good teacher does. And teachers who've been teaching a long time have a lot of tools and tricks and techniques that they probably don't even consciously realize that they're now doing. When we move to the online environment and a digital classroom, it can feel very, very different, and it can feel like you're teaching in a black box, and it can feel very isolating for you and for your students. And so some of the things I recommend is think about some of those things that you have just been doing by instinct in the classroom or by experience. So think about what your students detect about you visually. First time you walk into the classroom, they're making judgments about your age and your culture and your energy and what kind of teacher you might be, and do you know what you're talking about? And also in your physical presence, as you move around the classroom, you're conveying, I've got this, we're all calm, we're all good, we're in this together, and this is what's happening. So you actually do a lot with your physical presence in the classroom. When we move to online, my biggest thing I recommend to everyone is to make conscious choices about those same things. And so I'm going to give you a few examples. Maintaining rapport with your students is really important. Now, you do this in the classroom naturally. You ask them about their weekend, maybe you make a joke, you notice that Billy's broken his arm. In the online space, you now have to do that in a more conscious way. So don't forget to do those things that you've been doing naturally. Collaborative social learning, we know how well this works for students of all age groups, discovering and building knowledge together. Again, online, it's important to find ways to do this. Sometimes as a big group, sometimes in pairs, get pairs of students to work on something and present it back to the rest of the class. And engagement with your students. So in the classroom, you can walk around. So when that back left-hand corner is falling asleep, you can move over there and you use your presence to sort of wake them up or engage with them. And you notice who's paying attention, or should I speed up, should I slow down? You don't have those same cues online. So you need to find ways to make things shorter chunks so that you can be checking in and re-engaging your students. So just make shorter topics and re-engage, check in, get them to do something with them. So again, the things that you do naturally in the classroom, just think about online and do a little more consciously. What we know from observing and researching with the online teachers is when teachers move to online and they're uncertain about what their role is, what they should be doing, they contract their practice. And by that, I mean they actually step back and hide, and they stop showing themselves in person, they stop turning up with their personality, and they start handing out homework worksheets and really distancing themselves. And it's just what happens when teachers start to feel uncertain. So consciously don't do that, and really think about how you can stay engaged with your students and stay human with them. So that's just some quick ideas about when you move to the online space, some of the things you might be experiencing. Thank you so much for engaging with our resources, and jump on the website for a lot more.